So let's jump on my screen and I'll show you how to go about this. Okay. So here we are, and you can choose any AI of your choice. So you can use Gemini like I do, or if you don't want to log in, then ChatGPT is obviously a good one as well, or DeepSeek. I think that requires a login, or Claude, or there are so many AI tools nowadays. So you just pick one that you like, and then do the following. So we go to Moodle, and you come here where you can find to day one, where you can find all the videos and assignments, of course, and then you copy this. So all of this, right? You copy this whole prompt, all right, and then you go back and you copy it here like this. Make sure that you have the whole prompt in there, okay? And then you just you send it. So you press enter and get started, and just start answering the questions, okay? So it's processing. Okay, and then it'll explain you all that you need to know about this. All right, and you can read all of this and then just start answering the questions. And it seems like, for me, that it actually it gave me the steps, but and explaining what it is, and then yeah. So it asks me to, before we dive into your skills and interests, I need to know which direction we are heading so I can tailor my advice to your specific situation. So here at the end, after you've read all of these, okay, so take some time to read through all of this. So it asks me to choose my path. And, well, if you don't know which one to choose, I'll just make this. I'll actually tell it to choose both. So it's asking me to choose either one, but let's say that I'm looking for a job and I'm also thinking about changing my career. So I will answer both. Let's make it hard. But you can, of course, when you're doing this, you can choose, right? So now it answered, and I'm not going to read my answer. I'm just going to go straight to answering so that this video won't be too long, okay? But again, when it answers, read everything that it answers you, and then continue answering, okay? So here again, I'm at the ending, and then it asks me again to, I'm going to read this one for you. Looking at the 4 elements of Ikigai, which one feels most missing or most important to you right now? And then you're going to have to make your choice. Either you're going to start with number 1, 2, 3, or 4. And, for the sake of this example, let's just start with number 1. I will answer it. I want to start from 1. No, 2. 1. Yes. Let's see. And if it doesn't spit out the questions one by one for you, like it is doing it right now for me, then you can ask it to spit out the questions one by one, of course, right? But remember that you read everything that it answers you first, so that you're on the same page with the AI, right? And the AI is on the same page with you. So again, when it answers you, you read everything that it answers, and then you proceed on answering the question that it's asking you. So here it says that let's dive into the interview phase, and it will start interviewing you. And it even says, we will take this one section at a time to keep things clear, all right? And I think this is very good when it said you don't need to be modest here. This is about like factual competence. So, mm, yeah, go all in and list out everything that you're good at. Okay, so you don't need to be modest. Okay, we want to kind of I want to give you the feeling that that you feel elevated, so to say. Okay, and now we can see that it's asking me here multiple questions, 3 questions actually, and it asks me to reply with my list. So it says reply with your list, and we will move on to the next section, and I will answer it. Can you ask me one question at a time, please? And it's important that you watch me do this so that you know also how to go about this, especially if you haven't done this ever before. Okay. So now we proceeded to ask me only one question. So, what specific professional skills, software, languages, or technical tools have you mastered? And then it gives me examples. So I will now write down my list. Business. I'm just gonna type in my skills here. Okay. So then you're of course gonna have your skills, right? So as you can see, like my examples are business model innovation, graphic design, branding, project management, English, Mac OS X. Um, what else? Um, I'm just gonna type in softwares here. All right. So these are my professional skills, and this is not all, of course, but we're just gonna move on with these so that we can just get going. And then again, you read what it answers you, and then it says let's move on to the next layer. So transferable skills. And now it asks me what personal attributes or soft skills do you bring to a team? Now I would say adaptability and emotional intelligence. What else? Leadership, working under pressure, and problem solving. I can see that mine ones are almost the same as here in the example, but it doesn't matter. And of course, again, you're gonna input your own soft skills here. Okay. So let me input a couple of more, and then we are good to go. Decisiveness. All right. Now I'm answering it. Let's see what it spits out. Probably it's going to move me to the next section or layer. So again, you read all of these, and then you proceed on answering the next question, right? So now it's asking me what have colleagues, clients, or managers specifically praised you for in the past, and then I'm going to proceed into answering. So, excuse me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, well, I think these examples are pretty good. So just for the sake of this example, I've actually heard my students saying that you make everyone feel heard. Um, what else? Well, um, you are decisive. You have determination. Um, you can turn complex topics into simple answers. Okay, or yeah, into simple. Well, let's just keep the word answers. And yeah. Um, what else? Well, we go with this for now. Let's see. And then again, I'm going to read what it said. Okay. And now it tells me, now let's move on to part B, what you love doing, so interests and motivation. Thinking about your past roles or projects, what specific tasks make you feel energetic or enthusiastic? Well, let's put business model innovation, then music, um, well, especially writing music. What else? Well, let's just put new ideas and new business ideas. All right, entrepreneurship, um, brainstorming on whiteboard, designing a business. Very much business related stuff, but that is actually what gets me going. So I'm just gonna write them down here. Solving problems for clients. Yeah, I think this one is actually good. Presenting a solution to a client. So I'm going to copy this one from here and put it down there. Presenting a solution to a client. Okay, let's go with this and let's move on. Okay, hold on a second. What else do I love? What interests do I have? I love reading. Okay. Okay, well, there is plenty, so I'm just going to now press enter, so then we can move on. Let's see. I'm going to read what he told me. Okay, now, so it's saying what the world needs. So we moved on, and it's asking me what the world needs. So what is the market demand? What kind of specific problems do you enjoy solving for others? Well, if I think about problems that I've solved lately, then probably I would say building better systems for businesses and companies. Something I enjoy. So I'm going to use these as my answer. And then it'll help me move on. And it says it's synthesizing my interests and skills. And then again, of course, read what it answers you. Okay, what specific sectors or industries are you most drawn to right now? All right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it says we have arrived at the final section of the interview. What you can be paid for. Okay, so to make sure the career suggestions I generate are realistic regarding seniority and salary. So now it's asking me, what is your core professional background? How many years of experience do you have? What was your most recent or highest job title? Okay, and then where do you want to work? So it says, are you looking for an opportunity, or you're looking for opportunities specifically in the, it's asking Helsinki capital region, Are you based elsewhere, or are you open to remote work? Well, what is your professional? What is your core professional background? Well, let's just put here um, number one, and I'm gonna answer coach, and then number two, let's put remote. So whole Finland, and then obviously you're going to answer according to your background and the information that or the life that you've lived, your history, right? Okay, so let's input that and see what it spits out. So now it says, based on our interview, I have synthesized your answers into your personal Ikigai competence map. This will serve as the compass for the rest of our 5-day program. Okay? And this is the reason why I created this prompt for you to use. So let's dig in. So you make sure that you read all of these, right? Okay. And just for the sake of this example, let's dissect my answers here quickly. All right. So it says that because if you remember in the beginning, I chose that I want recommendations for both job search and career path, right? And here it's saying what is my archetype and what's my unique value and the market opportunity. It's giving me actually pretty relevant information. And of course, it depends on which AI you're using, but I'm using Gemini. And if you don't want to use Gemini, or because Gemini requires you to log in, then you can use ChatGPT, right? And when you go to chatgpt.com, it won't ask you to log in, so you can use it, without any login credentials. All right, so we go here. So this was part 4 was analysis and synthesis. And if you actually read through the prompt that I gave, then you know a little bit of the structure right here. Okay. So, and then part 5, it generated. So I asked my career prompt, Ikigai career prompt, to generate possible careers for you. Okay. And here it says, since you chose both, I have split these into immediate income targets, job path, and longer term growth / training options. So career path. Okay. And let's see. So path A, immediate job targets, income and stability. So it's telling me here, it gave me a business design and service design consultant, and then it's telling me why. And also it's giving me target companies. So Laura is actually Laura. Well, it's a University of Applied Sciences. Yeah, there was it. So that's what it is, and it seems like they often hire people for research and development projects, which is pretty interesting. And I think Go4 is also has something to do with the tech, but I know that they merged with another company, so they actually have been laying off people. And this was just maybe a month ago. I saw an article about maybe a month ago or even less. But when Go4, the article stated that they are going to merge with another company, so that's why they are laying off some staff, because they don't need double positions and all that. And Solita or boutique agencies like Helen. So I think all of these have to do something with with my background. I know that because I know all of these companies. And then keywords to use. So this one here, where it says keywords to use, this is then what we're going to be coming back to when we need to fill in our job profile, right? And then let's see, here it says remote operations manager. So then it again explains me why, and target companies, which I could probably try to apply, send an application to. So Singa, Musopia, and Musician. All right, very interesting. I see that because I talked about that I want to work remotely. So, and then keywords to use: process improvement, operations, cross-functional, leadership, agile. Okay, so this is really good. It's actually this prompt that I created for you. It's going to spit out very good keywords for you. And as we proceed, we're going to be digging in deeper. All right, just to because we want to be able to optimize your profile in the job market as we want to be able to optimize it as, we want to maximize, so we want to make it as good as possible. Okay. And then here it says customer success manager, business development manager, and these were all kind of these all fell under the category of job path. Okay. And then let's look at the other one, career path. And it might be if you didn't in the beginning, because I answered both, so it's giving me both kind of examples of both job search path and then career path. But if you chose only one, then obviously it's going to give you only the answers for the one that you chose. Okay. So here we can see it says certified business coach. All right. And then again, the pivot, because some of us want to change careers, not all of us, but that's why probably it started with the pivot. So if you want to pivot to another career, then here it says, since you love coaching and metaphysics, formalizing this allows you to charge high rates for leadership development. Okay, thank you. And then it says, what action should I take? Oh, this is so great. It's giving you like a full plan, right? So it says, look into ICF, International Coaching Federation, accredited training in Finland, Henley Business School, or Adiente offer top-tier certifications. And then it's giving me the niche. Okay. And then it says new founder incubator programs. It's also, again, explaining the pivot, because I said I like launching entirely new things before. And here it's the action I should take. Check out Auto Startup Center, Business Generator, or XEdu. And then here is Masters in Service, Innovation and Design. So if you want a strong academic backing for your business innovation skills, then the action it recommends is I should apply for Laura, University of Applied Sciences, and Novia. And it's saying that they have excellent master's programs, often flexible online, specifically in service design that fits your background perfectly. You see how great this is, right? And then it gives me the conclusion. So now it says you have a powerful profile. Most people are either creative or structured. You are both. That is your competitive advantage. So it even tells me what is my competitive advantage. Here's a lot of good material that we're going to be using later on. And then it goes on and talks about the assignment. So homework for day one. Well, the homework is actually, well, here it says that pick one job title from path A and one training idea from path B that excites you the most. And if you have only one, then if you have only one path, so you didn't answer in the beginning both like I did, then you just pick one job title or then one training idea. And then it says save these two choices. We will use them tomorrow to target your CV and generate a cover letter that sounds exactly like you, decisive, kind, and innovative. Okay? So now what you want to do after you're done with this exercise, what you want to do is you want to copy all of this, okay? And you want to copy all of this because this was actually one of the assignments, right? Remember? So let's copy all of this. And then you log into Moodle, you make sure that you've logged in, okay? And obviously you've watched the training video, so the menu bar here on the left-hand side would also be green, and you've gone through all of these, and then you go here to this results, your career Ikigai. And actually this should be in English. I don't know why it isn't, but I'm not going to change languages now because your dashboard is going to look exactly the same. So here is, then you can return your assignment. So you just click here, right? And what you do is then you paste the whole answer. So you paste it here. If you want, you can format it a bit, but it's not necessary. The main point here is that we have all of our answers saved, because especially if you haven't logged in, so you're using ChatGPT and you haven't logged in, then you have to do this. This is obviously mandatory so that we can move on with this training. But yeah, it's important to save because we're gonna then be using these later on. Okay, so then you press save, and there it is. And then you can always come back to it. It will turn green automatically. And if you want to see what did you answer, or you want to come back to this, you can always scroll and see, and start copying whatever you need for your next assignments then. Okay, so this is great.